this is a very important topic in the current scenario. So in the developing society, industrial automation is a very, very important parameter. So the nowadays all type of industries, for example, we have taken apart food processing industry, otherwise the core related, the mechanical related, and electrical related industry, everywhere that people using as a automated process. Okay, so that means, so in this session we are going to discuss the three different categories. So just it will be taking nearly 30 minutes. So that means the first portion of this today's session, basic evaluation of automation. So that means we are going to take upon as a history of automation, and then we are going to discuss what's the base, where it will be started in automation process. So all those things we will discuss in this sector. So after once we completed the evaluation process, the next we are going to discuss the simple introduction about the industrial automation. So where it will be started, the what type of programming they will be using, the what type of hardware setup they are using. So nowadays that means the starting period to the now current trends they are using. And after future, what is the future scope of this industrial automation, that will be discussed in your second portion. So and the third one is the final portion of the session. So that means in this area we are going to discuss the basic programming, what are the programming, otherwise what are the methods we are going to use the industrial automation process. And next, the second half of this area, so we are going to discuss syllabus. So what are the syllabus we are going to discuss in upcoming semesters. Okay, so this means these are the basic things. So based on these things, the people classify the 5 basic units. So that will be discussed in the further classes. That means the further sessions we are going to discuss one by one. Okay, right. So that means the first we are going to take up as the basic industrial automation. So this one is the evaluation process. So that is the history of automation. So this means automation not only is the new emerging techniques, otherwise recent trending technique, it is not automation. So a lot of techniques is available, that is a newly introduced methods that is available in the market. But automation means they having nearly 250 years history having. So that means the automation process will be started when the people invented is a steam engine. Okay, so that means the period in 1712, so itself the people started doing the automation process. So because that year they will be introduced the new technique, the new technology in the that period. So that is the people have a steam engine. So after that they have nearly 80 years. That means gap is there. So the second process that will be started, the modern form of automation. So that is the evaluation process of steam engine. So further the development, so now in 1800, so in the year of 1000, that means the big problem in 17th century. So the people taking upon the modern form of automation. So the modern form of automation means they consider it is not a fully automated one. So the people are taking upon the little bit small industries. So that means the manufacturing unit that people started with the help of steam engine process. So that means because the diesel engine developed, that is the I'm talking about the combustion engine. The combustion engine developed in the 1885. So nearly the people having, it's also 85 years so for evaluation. So technology, but nowadays not like that. So the nowadays the technology developed like second by second. Each and every second the new technology will be developed. But in the olden days, the people developing the real time, the real world application, nearly they will be taking upon nearly 80, 85 years, 100 years like that. Okay, right. So and then next, the diesel engine is there. So in the form of diesel engine, the people developing is a modern form of automation. So the most of industries, that means the most of larger scale industries, they will be using is a automated process. So that means the automated process means that don't compare that today they have a fully automated and semi-automated industries there, but this type of process is not automated. But the olden day, this is the very important technology, the modern form, and then diesel process. So and next, that is the final process in 1900. That means this year electrical evaluation. So that means electrification and industrial control. So once the people in the scenario, in this automation scenario, the people, that means electricity people, they were coming, the newcomer. So the people taking about the Thomas Alva Edison and Nikola Tesla, the people make a huge impact in a industrial automation process. So basically the people classified in the year 9 to 1950. So these years are very, very important for the industrial evaluation process. That means evaluation process, this is a very, very important period and it's a very unique period. Because why the people specifically monitor this one? So So this period, the people introduced the electrification and industrial controller. So these two important terminology to be introduced in the year of 900 to 1950s. So this that means the people talking about the 19th century, so in the 20th century, the people they introduced the electrification process. This is the basic history about the industrial automation. So the now everywhere the people, the small scale industry also they have a semi-automated and the fully automated industry. But the end of that semi-automated, the fully automated will be take it. That means the technologies developed in origin is a steam engine. So this is the base. Right. So the before the steam engine, what we have, what kind of methodology they will be using? So the Roman people they are using the different methodology. So that is the different one. So once we are counted, otherwise the people are counted in automation area. So after the steam engine and diesel engine, and finally electrification and control, industrial control. So the based on the evolution of automation will be carried out. Okay, right. So based on this one, so I am talking about the only history, but the nowadays what is the current trend? So that will be we are going to discuss in a part 2 area. The part 2 area we are going to consider that is introduction, the introduction area of industrial automation. So this question I have already told you. So this question fully covered is a fully the basic history of automations, how it will be developed and what kind of machinery will be developed and which year the people were developed. We will discuss in this area. So this one, the second portion, the fully we are going to take upon. It's a very simple basic introduction of how it will be evaluated. So what is the current situation and what is the future scope of automation? The future scope of automation everything will discuss in this portion. So this area. So here we are going to start here and here. So right, the basic thing, the first we have to take upon the introduction. The basic introduction of automation. So that is the simple thing is equipment operates automatically. Okay, right. So this is the basic word, otherwise the basic mantra. So that will be we are going to take upon. So the basic formula. The equipment will be operated automatically. So how it will be operated? Okay, so without anything, that means without any coding, without any control equipment, without any sensor, without lots of application. So that means without the equipment, surely it will not operate automatically. So that means, so the people introduce the new methodology, so that they are going to control. First one is computer and second one is robot. Okay, so this is I am talking about the current scenario. Okay, the future. So what kind of development in the future means now is a developed IoT and machine learning process is there. The similarly artificial intelligence also is there. So everything will be they will consider the future scope. The current trend, computer and robot. So once the people introduce the computer and robot, so for example, especially we have to consider in a 2000s year. So that is the computer revolution will be getting very huge. So after that, the robotic also will be developed. So due to this process, the replacement of human being. Okay, the replacement of human being means the people talking about when in person they are going to working in a machinery. So all those parts. So that will be replaced. So the human being is required only they are making as a computer programming. Okay, so that means automation industry means the computer programming and controller, sensor, wiring. So these parameters are the essential one. Once these parameters making it a very proper way, so then only your equipment will be operated automatically. So otherwise, make some irrelevant activity should be happening. So that means, so the based on this, the people classified the 4 different way of automations. So the first one the people consider is a fixed automation. The fixed automation is the basic type of automation. The best way, best example we are going to control. We are going to consider the conveyor belt. Okay, right. So for this one, conveyor belt. So conveyor belt is having the smooth operation, and first one is they were considered as smooth operation. The second one is the very important thing is that is the speed, the smooth speed. There is no variation. Nothing is required. So for example, some other thing, food processing industry, otherwise paper or textile mill. So that type of industry, they have a unique automation setup. But conveyor type of industry, so no need to use that means much more complicated requirements or complicated programs doesn't require one. That means fixed automation process. So that means conveyor belt will be operated smooth way and very slow speed. the no need to using as a sensor, nothing is required. So that means it will be smoothly it will be operated. So this is the best example. We have to take upon the real time example. In the movies that there is a modern times. The modern times movies, Charlie Chaplin movie is very famous. That means comedy drama, that movie. So that means I think that movie will released in the 1930s area. That means I don't know exactly. So that year, that means that movie, the particular movie, that means the creator, the movie creator, clearly explained what happened in a fixed automation. Okay, so that means the fixed automation, this movie is covered under this area. So that means electrification and industrial controller. So this area, the movie will be here, that means covered in the year 1930s. So the 1930s, so the movie clearly they explain fixed automation. So how it will be, belt will be moved, how the people are working in a conveyor belt. Okay, so everything, the detailed the people showing, as a comedy they people showing, but as a technical terms, a lot of technical terms in behind the hidden parts is available in that particular movie. Okay, right. So if you have time, just watch it. So it is very useful for you. So especially for fixed automation. So modern time, the movie name is a modern time. Okay, right. So the next one is programmable automation. So this one, the first one is we are taking upon as a fixed automation. The fixed automation is the only used for that means semi automation process. They are using for only the semi automation process. So the next one is where people considering is a programmable automation. So this one is the very important. So that means the people taking upon as a development of the next level. So that means your evaluator. That means the next will be developed. Okay. So that means the next one is programmable automation. So this will be they are using as a milling process. For example, they are using paper mill, rolling mill, and spinning mill. So textiles mill. So these kind of mills they are using as a programmable automation. So the programmable automation means the much more concentration is required. So there are a lot of sensors they are using and a lot of motors. So everything is required. Comparatively, fixed automation is very simple. Comparatively, these two. So this one is a fixed automation. It's very simple and easy to control and easy implementation. And also this application is a very low level application they are using. So the next level is the upgrade. The level is upgraded to the next level. So that is the programmable controlling method. So they are using as that means very good examples, a textiles mill, rolling mill, paper mill. So these kind of mills they are using as a this also it's a semi. That means olden days they are using as a semi automation. Then nowadays the fully automated industry also is available. So the next one is third one is the very important. So that is the next stage of development in industry automation. So that is third one is flexible automation that people calling upon soft automations. Okay, this is a very important period. So because this one they are going using as a textile and food processing industry. So the based on the examples you can identify how they evaluated their system. Okay, how they developed in the system, because when we are going to take upon for example food processing industries. So the food processing means it will be taken upon milk to your normal chips manufacturing industry, otherwise chips packing industry, otherwise biscuits. So these kind of industry means they are using as a lot of sensing elements required. So because as per the government norms, so they should maintain the some proper temperature is required, proper way of the humidity is required, the proper way of consistency is required. So the ingredients also they are using the variety of ingredients, they are using the same similar content of ingredients and ingredients measurement, everything they will be noted in the food processing industry. The very important. The similarly, the textile industry also is required. So based on the applications value, so they are included the more number of technical elements. So that people is required is a flexible automation. So the much more concentration is required comparatively these two processes. So the people taking upon this one name is a soft automation process. So these three is a very important element. So and then fourth one is that is the current technology. The fourth one will be covered the future scope also. So that is the we will consider the integrated automation process. So integrated automation process means the fully automated. That means the very less human being is involved in this process. But these two processes, some much more of the human person should be involved in during the automation process. For especially we have taken upon the soft automation process. The soft automation process, they as a human being they are going to give ingredients for the manufacturing unit. Otherwise, packing unit they have some much more. Some people will be talking. So and then integrated process means there is the current scenario and also it will be covered the future scope also. So this will be current and future. So these two will be covered under the fourth one is this process is a fully automated process. So that is the very less humans involved, and that means the fully automated means the how much of accuracy is required. So there is no any deviation. So the decision making process. So much more things is there. So but accuracy is required. So the very important thing is that is the integrated automation. So now they developed at the beginning of this introduction course, and I clearly told you that is the computer and the robot. So the computer and robot, so the fully occupied in the integrated automation process. The fully automated. The best example in our institute we have 3D printing is there. That is the research lab is available 3D printer. So just to think what type of elements is required or what type of design is required, you just make a coding, just create a design. So you just make a print automatically. That means there is no zero human involvement. Okay, so the based on design it will be taken 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So after that we can get the exact product. So there is no error and nothing is there. So there is no and nothing is there. So that is the best examples we are going to take upon integrated automation process. Right. So and then next one is the very important. So the in automation industry, so these four controllers they are using the nowadays in the real time they are using. The first one is PLC, that is programmable logic controller. The second one is SCADA, so supervisory control and data processing system. The second one is. Third one is HMI, the human machine interference. Okay, so this fourth one is DCS, that is a distributed control system. These four parameters, the very important parameter in our current society, and also in case the future development also will be based on this one. So because the PLC is a very PLC and SCADA, HMI, these three coding parameter, it will make a very important role. That means these parameters plays a very important role in a industrial automation process when the people talking about a real time making thing. Right. So for this one, so the first is the PLC, the programmable logic controller, the people using for the four different ways they are using. So the for example, that means functional block diagram and ladder logic diagram and sequential diagram, instruction set. So the kind of programming method is that. So based on that, the people will be using as a PLC programming for only for controlling process. They will be making as a coding method. Instruction set, functional block diagram, and flow chart like this coding, and ladder logic. So they are using the different method. And ladder logic is a very important tool. So most of the real time they are using as a ladder logic. And also PLC programmer development. Lot of MNCs there. The best example we have taken upon Delta and Siemens, ABB, Omron. So these kind of the very famous PLC developer. PLC means they people developing PLC and SCADA. So everything they are developing. Okay, so for this one, programmable logic controller, the control element. The second one is SCADA. So the SCADA is supervision control and data acquisition system. So this will be mostly using for monitor and control process they are using. And third one is HMI. So this is the purely is a graphical user interference process. Okay, so this is the third one. And fourth one is DCS, that is a distributed control system. So up to this, the introduction terms will be over. So the next one, the third term, we are going to discussing about the syllabus. So exactly, that means upcoming, that means further classes, we are going to discuss based on this title of industrial automation. We are going to discuss the 5 different chapters is there. The first chapter we are going to discuss the basic introduction. How it will be operated, what are the required, what are the Indian market, and what are the world market is available in the industrial automation process. So very important guys, that is because this world market and Indian market will be fixed that these 4 parameters. Okay, and also it will be making the more and more that means financial setup, most of the financial factors is there. But we are going to discuss in another class the basic introduction. What are the components required? How we are going to use the component as an engineer, as a design engineer, how we are going to develop the system, how we are developing a new system or the new technology with the help of the future, that means with the help of computer and robotics process. So we are going to discuss the first unit. How we are going to choose the program. Okay, so for example, as a vendor, as a consumer, as a customer, what they are asking, simply the people asking, this type of application I need. So this kind of industry I am going to set up. So as an engineer, what we are going to think? So the first we are going to analyze what the consumers, what the people require. So then they are requirements, so then we can choose the choices. What are the choices we can choose? What kind of controller we can use? What type of PLC developer we can choose? What type of hardware setup we are going to make it? Everything will be considered. And next one is the first unit. The second one is the very important. That is the programmable logic controller. I have already told you guys. This is the very important parameter. Otherwise, we are going to take it apart. Part of the industrial automation. A lot of controller techniques are available, but especially our syllabus, we are going to discuss programmable logic controller. This is the very important. As a second chapter, that means second unit, we are going to discuss the fully what are the components, what are the hardware component, how we are going to do the hardware wiring process. Okay, because the PLC wiring is totally different. So normal wiring and PLC wiring is different. Because we are going to study what is the relay, how it will be operated, relay. So we know the basic relay. So that means normally open and normally closed. So based on this condition, we are going to make a hardware wiring. So with the help of relay concept, we are going to discuss in chapter 2. And chapter 3, we are going to discuss programming for PLC. How we are going to make a programming. So I am already told you guys. So this one 5 different methods that we will going to use. The first one is functional block diagram. Second one ladder logic diagram. Third one sequential process. The fourth one structure process. And fifth one is instruction set. The 5 different methods they are using to make a programming. So and very important thing is that in a real time based on my knowledge, that means most of the places they are using is a ladder logic technique, because this is the very easy, and also coding the process is very simple. In case of any error, something it means easily we can identify it in a ladder logic technique. Okay, so this is the third chapter. The fourth one we are going to discuss supervisory control and data processing process. So I'm already told you guys, in a very important food and textile industry, they have a variety of data is required. So that means data storage, data collection is very important. So we are going to talk about supervisory control data acquisition system. And final one is very simple. We are going to discuss basic about HMI, the human machine interference. So plus application of SCADA and PLC in the real time. How we are going to use it as a real time, and what are the parameters we are going to take in upon the real time process. So this thing will be discussed in the further classes, that will further session. So regarding this, we will discuss. So in case of any clarification, anything is required, we just conduct further later discussion about the industry automation. We will discuss the further classes, the further days, and further sessions we will discuss. And very important, when we are going to take upon the third and fourth chapter, we are going to discuss the case studies. A lot of case study we are going to discuss, and also real time how we are going to implement the program. Okay, right. So thank you.